Hi friends, welcome back to another recap. So this live is entitled This Live Sorry. She's on camera and it is really, really bright. She claims her outfit is annoying her and she yawns before she even says hello. She's tired, guys. Surprise, surprise. Says her stomach flu is gone, but she's on some kind of antibiotics now and it's causing other issues. My guess is she's probably just backed up. Someone asks if she feels skinny and she starts blushing. Says she has a scale, but she hasn't weighed herself yet. Says she hasn't been able to check YouTube lately, or so she claims. Says she's been beaten by herself and Salah's house is finally vacant. Apparently, from the story she tells, they kind of maybe kicked out the people, the family that lived there, and apparently they've been living there for like a really long time. Says they have a private veranda with a big clothesline so she could hang up their laundry when they go move there. Really reiterates that she wants to be alone in Salah's house, and that's a recurring theme throughout this entire live stream. Again, she says the family has been moved out, so now they can start the real renovations on the house. Hasn't had a quiet moment alone in days. Says she loves everyone she has met so far in Syria. And then, guys, she finally admits she's actually in a hotel. Yes, she is in a hotel, you guys. She's now starting to kind of like rap a little faster. Says she doesn't mean to sound spoiled or ungrateful or privileged. They were apparently staying with Salah's friends, she's saying now. She said she hasn't done any cameos. Hint, hint. She said she couldn't stand not being able to go live whenever she wanted. And it kind of sounds like she's getting annoyed with having to be so social in Syria. And she mentions like the kids are always around, always hanging around and making noises. She said she made Salah tell people that she usually lays around in bed all day. So, like, any kind of socialization that she's doing is a lot for her. How embarrassing must that have been? Then she says she feels like royalty whenever she visits people in Syria because they basically wait on her hand and foot. She says that Salah is staying with her in the hotel. She says there's no screaming children at the new house. Again, she says she really, really wants her alone time. Says she loves to give gifts. Yeah, right. What did you get your mom for Christmas, Chantal? She says she's not up to date with the ALR drama and she couldn't care less. Enter the lovely teardrop. Julia is not at the hotel. Chantal says that someone special close to her and Salah is keeping Julia. And apparently, this person is loved by Julia just as much as Chantal is. And then she claims that she does see Julia every single day. When was the last time we actually had visual confirmation that Julia was with her? I cannot remember. Someone then brings up the little girl. Chantal says that the family is now well taken care of. Again, she refuses to show any receipts and she has no plans on showing any receipts in the future. Someone gifted her the house dress she's wearing, apparently. Said she's on some new antibiotic pills. And then she blames the woman and the children on everyone getting sick when she made that bag of meat. She reaffirms she got at least 5 people ill. Says she's supposed to go to the doctor on Thursday. Then she claims that the little girl who she supposedly helped go to school is not Noor's daughter. They're no longer anywhere near the KFG. She keeps saying that she hates being around people all the time. Says her and Salah also like to be alone together. Says she doesn't get enough sleep at night, not having electricity. Claims they won't get Julia back until the house is ready. So how long is that going to be? She's now blowing money on a hotel because she's hot and pissy. Clearly, she wasn't stressed about her passport because Salah went instead of her. Why would she be stressed? She didn't have to go. Then her chat asks her questions like she's a typical tourist and not just like trapped in different countries by her own weight. Then she laughs about the masked soldiers in the streets like it's some kind of flex. She then compares Julia's leg shape to a KFG leg piece. And I don't know how I feel about that. Then she asks the chat randomly if Cape Town is in South Africa. She confirms that Salah gave some random guy with a huge gun a ride in their car, and confirms that yes, the guy did have a huge gun. She says she misses an iced coffee, but she'll never complain, as she complains. She says she's no longer anti-gun. I'm getting flashbacks to like pumped up kicks right now, you guys. Says her internet is obviously better at the hotel, so get your cameos now. She says if you're lonely or you miss her, get your cameos now. Oh my God. She says she has AC sometimes during the day, but not 24/7 at the hotel, even though she just got there. She said the antibiotics are making her mouth really dry. She's not staying in a hotel as we know a hotel, whatever that means. I assume not the same amenities. Then she wonders why pause is still being talked about. Talks about seeing a guy on the street decapitate a chicken while she was being driven to the doctor when she was ill. Nina then asks in the chat what it sounded like, and her response is the silence of the chickens. Weirdos. Says nothing is better than a Syrian breakfast. Salah is working on the house with a quote-unquote bunch of dudes. She promises more cooking videos. Says she only did the 5 a.m. lobster mac and cheese because it was her job and she really just wanted to go back to sleep. She didn't really want to eat that. A cameo request then comes through and she announces it. She keeps complaining about having to be around people. Someone asks if we're, quote unquote, ever going to have fun again, and ain't that the truth? Samir, the underage, celebrates his 11-month membership. Congrats. She admits that she was sleeping on a mat on the ground in their apartment, but the hotel has a bed, but it's hard. Then she starts talking about the things the little girl that we saw should be learning in school, as if she has any foundational knowledge of education, much less special education. Then she says Kevin the rooster can burn. She doesn't know if the little girl has ever been to school before. She refuses again to show receipts. She is absolutely scamming out in the open right now, you guys, and she is banking on the fact that she won't get in trouble because Syria is in turmoil. She says the charities don't show where the money goes, which is why she herself doesn't donate to charity because, and I quote, you don't know where the money goes. Let that sink in. Then she deflects immediately about elementary school pencil sharpeners and how she used to shoplift from some store called Zellers when she was younger. Then again, here comes Samir, the underage. He reassures her that there's a statute of limitations on things like that. Then she alleges that Nader and Didi stole her coldest water bottle. And then she kind of lies and says that the coldest water was being too annoying and she got mad and kind of ended the contract with them, which, as we all know, is not what happened. Then someone mentions Callie and she suddenly remembers, oh yeah. Then she backtracks and says that Callie's content was crap. So why the hell would coldest water bottle sponsor her anyway? Pot kettle. Then she gets tired just talking about the job of actually raising a child. She talks about her and Shannon's clique. She still hasn't learned how to say the word clique. Then unironically, she says that she doesn't make the same mistakes twice in her life. Says a couple bullies from high school had died. Then says Canada doesn't have frats. And someone immediately tells her that she is incorrect. And now we're talking about food from elementary school. What else is new? She reaffirms that she doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning, even when she was in high school, like even back in the day. Says the little girl that we saw is like family, you know, and people don't see how much Chantal actually helps that family. She said she needed to go somewhere to go like with electricity, basically. And I quote, she needed all the Western comforts she could and needed a mental health break, unquote. So she's being very understanding of the hardships of the Syrians. But people have big families there, okay? And your typical antisocial behavior isn't easily excused over there, Chantal, sorry. Then she kind of quietly rages about people complaining about her grifting. Said she'll give updates on the child when she actually goes to school. Then you kind of see, I think she starts to pick her butt as she seals. And then she says that people in Syria learn to live without the modern comforts that we're used to, as she seals in a bright hotel room full of cold air on a hotel bed. The cope is coming in hard and fast, and now she's claiming that she doesn't miss too much about the West. Salah apparently starts texting her that he's almost back at the hotel, and so she fucks off until tomorrow, inshallah. So she went all the way to Syria to be with Julia and Salah, her family. And now here she is in Syria alone. Thanks for watching, friends. I'll see you in the next one.